Good morning. Hi, how you doing? This is Mighty Faith. Thank you for coming with me in my journey today. Today is 2 years. I had a VSG done December the 4th of 2018. And today marks the 2 years of my surgery, which the title is No Regrets of VSG. None. N-O-N. None. I want to I want to thank God for my surgeons, Dr. Perryman and Dr. Lee. They're from Whole Health Weight Loss Institute. This is them. I love them. They're fabulous doctors, surgeons. I also want to acknowledge as well as my doctor, Dr. West in Vacaville, California. Love you, Dr. West. And also Dr. Shoemaker. Love you too, Dr. Shoemaker. Dr. Shoemaker is he's a diabetes specialist. His expertise is in diabetes. And he studied it for like so many years, like 20s, 30s. So he's really that's his specialties. My doctor, Dr. West, he's a general, he's a health doctor. He's my physician. Okay, I'm trying to set the platform real quick. So, let me get my disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. You're coming along with me in my journey, and I want to thank you for coming with me. This is Mighty Faith. Thank you so much. I want to say muchas gracias means thank you, and un besito. Okay. I want to get into the root. I want to talk about the root of all this. Okay. I want to let you know that it's changed my life drastically. I had really bad diabetes, and my diabetes I scaled high as 500. That's serious. And so I've been battling this since I was 28 years old, my health depleting. It wasn't something that one day I got epiphany, like a bing bong and got epiphany. No, it wasn't like that. I've been dealing with this. I want to say, I want to thank God for my beautiful daughters. Yes, I have 4 beautiful, beautiful daughters. My daughters is Selenia, Maricela, Felicidad, and Esperanza. And I want to say to them, I love them so much. They're wonderful and loving daughters. No mother could ask for anything more, anything less, because they're a blessing. They're wonderful daughters. I love my daughters. They're such good daughters. And I can go up and climb up Mount Everest, and they will back me up. This is serious. And so they are tireless, and they're fiercing, and they're loving, and they're strong women, and they represent their mother. And I thank God. I thank God for my daughters. I thank God for blessing me with my beautiful muñequitas, my 4 beautiful muñequitas, which means baby dolls, 4. I want to acknowledge my sons, all of my son-in-laws. I love you. God bless you all. I also want to acknowledge my grandchildren, Giovanni. I love you, Papi. Gianna, Vini, my Vini girl. Max, Hopi, and the other baby that's on the way. I just want to thank God for my family today. I really thank God for my family. They have been really the source and God, number one, my God. And I thank God because it makes a difference. And so when I went into this, I had to realize that I had 4 daughters. I didn't want to put my daughters through, through anything. I didn't want to put my grandkids through anything that I didn't try. But my sugar was 500. It kept on escalating, and I'm a very private person, so I was very private. Even with my daughters, I didn't want to worry my children, because I'm mom, and it's like I've always been that way. I've always been to always try to be the strongest and set the example for my daughters and everything that they do in their lives. So I didn't want my children to be like, man, mom, or make them feel like they got to take care of me, I didn't want that. I didn't want my daughters to be consumed and concerned and worried when they have their family and they have their life, So I had to make a decision, and that decision, I started noticing through the years, my health was depleting. It was getting worse and worse, and I started noticing that it wasn't right. So I had went to the doctor, and I started talking to my doctor, and I said, look, my diabetes is really, really bad. Everything is getting worse, and I was still young. I was like, I'm not that old. Okay, I'm a little old. But I ain't that old, okay? Please. But I just didn't, I felt like I had a little bit more to live, okay? Please. So I was like, I'm not that old, okay? So it was 2 years ago. So I was 50 when I had the VSG done, okay? And I was like, I just want some normalcy in my life, and so I went to my doctors, and I talked to my doctor, Dr. West, and I love Dr. West. Oh my God, y'all just don't know. I used to work for doctors, okay? And they have the worstest, oh my God, they had the worstest manners. It was horrible. But Dr. West was very attentive. He listened, and so was Dr. Shoemaker, Dr. Perriman, and Dr. Lee. And that's why I love them so much, because they really listened to me. They listened to my concerns, and they asked me to do stuff to put down. I put everything down. I explained everything. So I started in this journey since I was 28. Now let's rewind a little bit. I was in Ohio a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago. And those years ago, they put me in a study case for diabetes. Yes, I have been dealing with this for a long time. So when you got an opinion and people start talking and they don't even know what they're talking about, you need to know you have to learn to get the full picture, okay? You have to be not so quick to judge people or have an opinion, throwing out an opinion, and you don't have the full picture and the full knowledge. It's like that makes you look like you're uneducated, You throw it right away. You're like, well, you went and got this, and it's not a cosmetic or it's not a diet way to lose weight. Excuse me. Number one, do you pay my bills? Do you pay my bills? Did you put clothes on my back? Do you put food on my table? No, you don't. So fall back a little bit, or like my daughter says, roll back, roll, slow your roll, or I'll say roll back a little bit, fall back a little bit before you start putting an opinion, and before you start judging, lest ye be judged. But before you do all of that, you need to learn to find out why the person made those decisions in their life. Don't go tearing people down. You tearing them down and you don't even build them up. There must be something wrong in your life. That's why you're the way you are. So negative Nancy or negative Joe, whatever. But you get this all the time and you can't feed into that. So I'm the type of person, I'll put on some blinders and shut you off. Boop, boop. And all I have is my blinders because it doesn't matter what you got to say and what you think. So please, okay? Please. So back to my journey. I had to clarify some little clarifications, okay? I don't need no validation. And that's the problem with people in society. Stop trying to get validated. Stop it. Do you. Live for you. Back to me. Thank you. So I made this decision because I was dealing with this since I was 28 years old. Do your math. It's been a long time I've been dealing with this sickness and illness. So I went to these awesome, lovely doctors who took the time, who don't have terrible bedside manners, okay? Because there are some doctors that do have that don't care about they're burned out. And I thank God that none of my doctors were burned out. Now, when you start becoming burnt out and you don't listen to the people, to your patients, you need to find another career and another job because that's not good. But these doctors took the time. This is what I'm saying. This is my experience. This is what I've endured. They sat there and they listened to everything that I had. Everything. I had one doctor, okay. So I go to the specialist. I got to say this. I go to the specialist and his name, Dr. Shoemaker, who I love, right? I go there and I had tried everything for years. I tried everything. Everybody was like, oh, you got such a pretty face, but if you lost a couple of weight, some pounds, you would just look so beautiful. Oh, if you just eat right. Oh, you're just so pretty, but you're just fat. All the time. And they didn't know that I was a full-blown diabetic, that my liver wasn't working, that I was so sick, and I was trying, and I would go, you know what, let me tell you something. I would go home and I would cry. I wouldn't even tell my daughters. If I told my daughters would go and confront everybody. But I would go and cry. And I will go to God because prayer changes things. So life is beautiful when you live for God. So I would cry, and people would say the most meanest, hurtful things, and I would go and cry because I was like, I am so sick. I'm trying. I was in these study cases for my diabetes. It was serious. I go to this doctor that Dr. West refers me to, Dr. Shoemaker. And they did all these tests. They did all of these things. And you know what he told me? He examined me and everything. He says, Miss Maudie, there's no way your body can't even break it down anymore. My body was shut down, okay? This is a professional who's been doing it for 20, 30 years. His expertise. You know what I told when that doctor broke it down to me, Dr. Shoemaker broke it down for me. You know what I told him? I said, Doctor, will it be okay if I could give you a hug? It wasn't the things that I was eating. It was that I was sick. My body couldn't break it down. So I thank God. I thank God. There's no regrets. You have to love you and you have to do for you. You don't need no validation. You just have to make up in your mind. You have to have a made up mind. And you got to be true to yourself. Because if you're not true then to yourself, then no one else will. You got to find you. I went through this procedure. It's changed my life. And with that, I've learned to incorporate it and use the very tool so that I can be successful. Yeah, they have a lot of ratios and a difference, and everybody's all negative. But you know what? It's what you make it. It's how you go into it. It's changed my life. And so I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for my doctors and this journey and my family. And I have no regrets. It's changed my life. I've learned a lot through this. I learned that I can overcome. I've learned that I can conquer and defeat any mountain. So I'm very excited because I'm living my life to the fullest. And I just relocated from California to Florida, and I love it. And so there's things that I'm able to do now that I wasn't able to do. I don't have to. I'm not. I got things that I still deal with, right? But it's not with the food. It's not with nothing. I'm just grateful. So this was the best thing that I've ever done in my life. And it's the best decision that I've made, and so you're going to hear a lot of negative. You're going to hear a lot of people, but it's what they put. It's not the procedure. It's not the doctor. It's not your family. It's you. It's really you. And until you so search yourself and until you dig deep, that will change. You can change that. Every day is a new day. So I've learned that if there's a will, there's a way. And I won't let I'm not going to let it defeat. And I thank God because I had this done and there's no regret. I've never felt better. I don't let the situation control me. I control the situation. When I go out with family and friends, I don't sit there and get all deprived and sad or whatever. You can have some wingdings across from me. You see, I want a wingding. Or you have some, I want to try it. That's it. You make it a part of your life. You live, you make that the part. You don't sit there and say, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. No, you do it. You are the one that can make it happen. You're the one that can be successful. You're the one that can climb them mountains. You got to do it for yourself. And that's one thing I learned today. So thank you for coming with me, my journey. God bless you and be blessed. This is Mari Faye. Ciao. Besito. Ciao.